Me too. Milos, it's amazing. They're actually my Ferrari driving shoes. Did you notice that? Yeah. But they have blue driving shoes with red stripes, blue shorts, red and blue matching top. White for a white guy. I guess we got to get going. It must be Friday. I'm taking painkillers. I've run out of coffee mugs. So I've got the dishwasher running. Must be Friday, huh? Let me get some water in here. Get on with it. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, eh? Ni hao ma. Morning, everybody. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Hang on. I got to move this out of the way. Got to bring that back up. All right. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne. I'm a currency trader. I can't even turn my head left right now or right. So, like I said, I think I spend too much time sitting in my chair staring at charts. Yep, that's how it is. Sometimes that's what it's like to be a currency trader. So I know the blood, sweat, and tears it takes become a success, and I know what you're going through, and I've been there before, and there's lots of ups and lots of downs. It's a tough gig, baby, but we can do it together, so thank you for being part of this community. If you're new, maybe you want to subscribe. If you know what it's like to have a busted neck from staring at charts for hours on end, maybe click the thumbs up button or share a comment below. Give me sympathy because I'm an only child and I love to be adored. Please notice me, mommy. Please notice me, right? So anyways. So today I thought we'd just burn through some charts. I kind of feel like broken, so I don't know how much I wanted to do. So we'll go through some charts and all that kind of stuff, and I'll try to answer some questions. But we are going into a holiday week, so there's not much to discuss. And as you probably already know, there's 15% less traders trading right now, and probably by next week it'll be significantly less than that. Yeah. With all that being said, I'd like to point your attention to below the video in the description. There are links to many resources. One of them is how to potentially triple your profits. Yeah, 3 trading secrets on how to triple your profits. Yeah, you should check it out. It's cool. And I'll show you how to do all of those 3 secrets for free. And then I'm going to give you a sales pitch at the end. Don't worry about it. It's not for thousands of dollars. It's not even for $1,000. But here's the thing. Honestly, My intention is to show you the stuff that needs to get done for you to find your success. That's the vast majority of that presentation, and I think you should watch it. That's okay. So that's in the description below. And again, I show you how to do all for free, so whatever. You should watch it. You should join FX Bootcamp. You should upgrade your FX Bootcamp account to a live trading group so I could work with you. Okay? Yeah. Cool. There's a link to tradersway.com. You need a broker. They earned my loyalty and respect 8 or 9 years ago. You should check them out. I'm pushing you in the right direction. Do your own due diligence, but start there. Check them out. Tradersway.com. Okay? And even more in the description below, more resources. Just to point this out, here we are, 8 o'clock in the morning. If you look at here, here's today's video on Quant Box. Okay, that is from an hour and a half ago. At 10 a.m., that video is released on YouTube at the Quant Box. So it's youtube.com/@QuantBox. This video goes live on the Quant Box YouTube channel for free. Okay, you can watch it there. But nonetheless, some of the material that we covered today in this meeting has already been uncovered. It's already put into people's trade plans. They're already on it. So if you need additional resources, it's there. Okay. By the way, the trial is $8, and during that trial, you get the macroeconomics course and the training course included for the $8. That's an amazing amount of information for $8. One lecture, 2 lectures, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13. So it's approximately 13 to 15 hours long. 50 cents an hour to, okay? Like no joke, right? And look at this. This one, hour and 12 minutes. Just this one. Like, dude, seriously. Is that worth
What value did the landlord produce? Nothing. He owns a building. So what? They read Adam Smith and said, let's build a country. It was like crying out loud. They make Volkswagens, like, by the way. And I loved it. I did about the future. Okay. So here we go. Looking at South Africa, you can see here's their possible production possibilities curve. And they make a lot more.
I mean, dude, seriously. You need to at least do the trial. At least do the trial and cancel within 7 days. It's not expensive even if you don't cancel. But if you only got $8, you can suck out probably $1,000 worth of value on that $8 trial. No joke. Not even joking. You need to do it. Okay. Cool. So anyways. All right. Let's move on.com. Look at Euro Kiwi going up. That's interesting. Huh. Yeah. All right. Let's move over and yeah. Take a look at the world. Little bit of strength creeping into the Japanese yen, a little bit of strength creeping into the US dollar, little bit of strength, okay? So that's either risk off or profit taking on the risk on. Okay, Euro's been down today, but pound is trying to stage a comeback. That's interesting. Okay, Asia Pacific currencies are doing okay on the short run. CAD's kind of mediocre. I kind of look at it, all of this as mediocre and flat. Okay. I know I've been taken out of quite a few of my trades in the last week or so, many for break even and many for profit. No significant losers or anything. So it's been an okay week. not amazing. Okay, weak, not amazing. On target, kind of weak. Here's the S&P 500. Roll in, roll in, roll in. Okay, nice. Okay. Remember, this was one that we were long on. Okay, remember that? Pretty cool. Up, down, up, down. Okay, I've hit my target, so I took profit on this. My short-term profit target. It's done. I'm already done. I'm already on vacation. Honestly, like, look, I'm not even joking. Some of you saw me working out and stuff. I'm actually quite screwed up. I can barely move my neck. I can barely sit in my chair. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm on painkillers. So when I see this, this is working out great. I benefit from this. This is good on the short run. I've hit my short-term goals. On this, I hit my weekly goals. We're going into a holiday week. I think probably 1 hour from now, I'm going to be sitting in the hot tub outside, getting ready for Canada Day, the greatest day of the entire year. And I think there's a lot of, it's funny. We're halfway through the baseball season. Isn't that funny? And we're halfway through the Forex trading season, right? Which for us is all year. But it's time to maybe put some ice on some bruises, right? And get ready for the second half of the year so we can finish strong. So it's kind of interesting that all these things line up. So I look at this, I'm like, we already got our short-term goals, right, on this, and it's working out really nice. Great. Cool. Now, time to hit the hot tub. Doesn't that sound good? Well, the problem is today's projected high for Atlanta is 97. Okay. What is that, 32 Celsius? Yeah. Luis, yeah, you got it. Yeah, and most of you, I mean, these are trades that we've talked a lot about, so it's no big deal now that it's busted out through, right? But nonetheless, pretty good. So we're riding the 21, and it's looking great. It's looking real good, real fine. Okay. Heading back up to that last high. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Oh, and to put it in a bigger context, there's the big drop, right, from 2021. And we're through the 618. Okay. 786 is the last one. I can add that for you. Watch this. This is going to blow some people away. 0.214. That will show me the 78.6%. What? Boom. Whoa, what? What did he just, what? Yeah. So anyways, this is a very significant move that we've had. Honestly didn't expect the stock market to go this far up. Okay, the seasonality of it's okay, but to get above this or even this was really more than I expected. I thought this would be a lot shallower and more down. Okay, but and this reminds me, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do a quarterly outlook. And the last quarterly outlook, we did have up and then up and then down. So down meaning later in the year. So we did have sort of a cautious up set for the second half or second quarter, I should say. And that's what we got in the second quarter. But I don't believe, I mean, I know I didn't believe it would be that high. I thought the up would be slower, and then I think flatter, and then a lot of potential. Now, I still think there's a lot of potential this way. But looking at some of the news coming out, PCE, Michigan confidence, and some other things. It's amazing how not bad things are. Yeah. Right? It's amazing how not bad things are. But some things are starting to look bad, but other things are not looking bad at all. So it's just kind of interesting how this is taking shape. I mean, usually what happens is the Fed is reacting to an economy that is adjusting to supply and demand, right? So it shows you how long it takes for the Fed to take money, taking money from free and making money expensive takes a long time to have an impact. Now, usually the Fed is adjusting interest rates because, landlords can't find people to rent their empty apartments. Well, that means the economy's already crashed. Why did it crash? Supply and demand. Things got too expensive and all that kind of stuff. Things broke. Now the Fed is the one trying to break things. The first thing that we saw break was banking. And because of that, credit standards have tightened. So one conversation that we had this morning at Quant Live, was this idea that when money was free, credit cards were cheap. And then when interest rates went up, okay, you might have maxed out 2 or 3 of your credit cards. And you're like, oh, no problem. I'll just roll them over. I'll get a 4th credit card. I'll get a 5th credit card. I'll get a 6th credit card. Not a problem. Credit is easy. Lots of available credit. Okay, I know kids, people that have kids that work in fast food, and they tell me that it's very common for someone to order a $12 lunch. The first credit card fails, so they open up, right, and they got a stack of 10 credit cards to pay for a $12 lunch. The first one fails, and they're like, let's go through them all. One of these is probably going to work. Try the second credit card. Try the third credit card. Try the 4th credit card. Oh, that one worked. Oh, good. We squeezed $12 onto that one. Right? It actually happens. I'm shocked and horrified by it, but apparently it's not abnormal. It's not normal, but it's not abnormal either. These kids see, 300 people a day, and it happens every day. So you're like, wow. So here's the thing. Here's what I'm getting to. Now that the Fed jacked up interest rates so fast that it broke the banking system, aka Silicon Valley Bank et al., credit standards have tightened. So now a person like that has 10 credit cards and they can't even put lunch on one of them, so they apply for the 11th one. Nope, sorry. Credit standards have tightened. You can't get the 11th credit card. So now that person can't buy lunch anymore. Okay? Greg says, SoCal Airbnb. What particular ones? Are you talking about prices, Greg? Or are you talking about availability? So I'll go on that a little bit, Greg. I took my family across Italy this spring. And so I was booking things, I don't know, late last year. Yeah, unit availability, yeah. So I did that exact thing, Greg. Airbnb in 3 major cities of Italy, Venice, Florence, and Rome. And this was, near the end of the year, beginning of this year. And to travel, early in the season, granted, but still. Oh my God, Greg, I was surprised at 2 things. Some of the amazing apartments available, or not, some of them were, I guess you'd call them apartments. No, flats. I mean, I don't know. They're big. 4,000 square foot apartment. But anyways, I was shocked at what was available. Like best location, huge stuff with awesome facilities, like rooftop decks in Rome with views of the Colosseum. You're like, oh snap. Okay. And so like those are the best of the best, right, Greg? And if they're available, that's something wrong. Those are the ones that shouldn't ever be available. And the second thing is, in my humble opinion, they were cheap. So yeah, so I was already throwing that red flag earlier in the year, Greg, using that same indicator. If it's available and it's cheap, something is wrong. Now, I thought to myself, this had to do with, the German economy, let's say. I'll just pick on Germans, where people were freaking out that winter that, gas prices were going to go through the roof. The economy was going to crash. There was going to be nuclear war in the Ukraine and all this stuff. So people are like, yeah, we're not going to go to Rome this year. They're going to tighten the purse strings, right? Because it was a bad situation. But so Greg's like, well, if there's tons of available on Huntington Beach or Manhattan Beach or whatever fancy pants beach you want to go to. I think those are fancy pants beaches. I don't know SoCal that well, but still. Okay. Ron says Airbnb in Georgia have come down. Is that right? Yeah. More are available. Yeah. Yeah. I think, remember, economics is actually a social science. Finance is the study of cash flows over time. It's kind of mathematics, right? And then particularly mathematics used by managers to make managerial decisions, like inputs and outputs and all that kind of stuff. Economics is a social science. It's the study of human behavior around the concept of scarcity. And so when you take that concept, most likely what's going to happen is we will run into a recession that is not equal. Remember, capitalism typically isn't equal. So what will happen is everything will be perfectly fine, except for the people that lose their jobs. Right? And then that's that. But, we might have an economy where you should be able to get a new job, but maybe you lost your job because you do something that people care very little about. AI replaced you, for example. By the way, one of my AI projects that I'm working on, I've been testing. I'm just so unbelievably blown away. It's so incredible what AI is capable of doing and actually does. So I've built some AI to do it for even a different industry, not even a Forex industry. And I'm flabbergasted. It's so unbelievably incredible. And so, some people are going to be displaced. Okay. The future is truly unbelievable. Everyone needs to stay close to that industry. I'm pushing my kids into it. It's like, this should be the rest of your life type stuff. Like, I think it's that important. But anywho, some people are going to lose their jobs and it's going to be hard for them. And we know to get new jobs because those new jobs might not be back. Or it's such a long-term problem. So like, let's say you're in some form of job related to the real estate industry. Now, I think some builders are still building, but they're only building certain types of houses. But also, what if you're like a mortgage broker? You're not going to have a job for 4 years, 3 years. Okay. Ron says, hey, how are you? I've been busy. Yeah, new job, watching all the videos recorded now. Yeah. Hey, man, yeah, we miss you. Everything's good except I can't turn my head left or right. But and here's a message to everybody too, and I think most people have heard it already. I have amazing news coming out in the next couple of weeks. Like, hopefully, as soon as we get back from holidays, I'm going to share amazing news about FX Bootcamp. Amazing, huge changes. And this revolves around, it's the 20th anniversary of FX Bootcamp. I don't know if you noticed that. I've been running FX Bootcamp now for 20 years. And so I sat and I thought about it, meaning of life type of thought process, and realized that the best way to celebrate is to evolve. And so there's some amazing things that I'm going to share with you very, very soon. I would like some feedback too. So over the holidays, maybe look for an email from me, everybody, about FX Bootcamp, about some expansion ideas that I have. Maybe get some feedback for that. Okay. A second thing is at QuantBox, I probably have 12 upgrades, maybe more. I haven't even, it might be 15 upgrades I have to share with members. Some of them will be available to everybody. Almost all of them, though, are for pro members. So it might be, it's sort of my way to entice you to be a pro member, because it's the best way for me to help you. And so I'm just going to stack it that there's so much incredibleness on the pro side that you're like, I'm going to find a way. Okay. But like, knock your socks off, things are coming. And then on top of that, that's stuff that's already been developed, or we're just putting lipstick on the pig right now and the last final changes. But I'm already starting the next project, like basically QuantBox 3.0. That can incorporate a whole new level of logic and intelligence. Okay? Not predicting the situation, but maybe predicting the future. And that is cray-cray. So all that money that goes into QuantBox, for example, is being reinvested already. And it's for you. Okay? There are people across the globe working on this stuff for you guys. 24 hours a day. Yeah, no joke. Right now, there's probably 4 souls across this planet, 4, maybe 5 souls that are working throughout the day to help you find success. And that doesn't include me. Cool. Anywho, let's move on. Yeah, no, it's truly good stuff, Tim. Cool. All right. So anyways, lots of stuff coming. Check your emails. Please respond. I think the first email you'll get is from FX Bootcamp, and I want to get some feedback from you. Okay, so I'll ask you a few questions. Maybe I'll have you fill out a form or something. But I need your help because I'm trying to help you. Yeah, PCE coming. Oh, I can't move my neck. I can't see what time it is. 28. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's do some PCE. Let me move over to what do you want to do? Euro dollar? Yeah, sorry. I can't move my head. So, okay, we'll see if this goes my way. Are you gonna go my way? I just got to know. Yeah. So we'll see how she goes. We'll leave it on a 15. How about that? No pivots. This is partially naked. Okay, that's all right. Oh, I can't look that way. Yeah, Raymond. No, I know you got stuff going on, and you inspire me to come check out all that stuff that you guys are working on, digging in the dirt in South Africa. I want to check that out, but I know you got other things going on than that. Okay, look at this big up move, huh? Look at this big up move. All right, so yeah. Ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Bum 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 ba 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 ba. News coming up. That's all we're waiting for. If you have a number, please post it.
Level going all the way back to April of 2021. If we look at the
So personal income 0.1 versus, okay, income's down. Let's see your post. Okay. No, but income is down. Remember, consumption might be one thing, but if you're earning less than you used to, then your consumption in the future will be down. So 0.3 headline, but I think the income portion of that is less than expected. So it's one of these things. I think most people will trade the 0.3, but then institutional in their forward kind of guidance for the economy, they're going to say, well, incomes are down, and so they're going to split that. Core, we're at 4.6, which is a little bit better than 4.7 for year over year. So that's somewhat good news. That's somewhat risk on, somewhat. Okay. So it's kind of neutral, like a little less income, but a little bit better core. It's, it's okay. Ba-da-boo, 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 boo-ba-boo-doo-doo. Hang on. So I might print this out and read it in the hot tub. A lot of things to look at here, huh? It's such wonderful information. Guess we could look at core. That's not the one we want, though. Yeah, Raymond, and Raymond's talking about like the real world of commodities. And when you think of the simplicity of that type of economy, it is cutthroat. I mean, think of it like the basic economy, a simple economy, is you dig stuff out of the ground and you sell it to a foreigner. Okay, what does a foreigner do with it? Well, they take that raw material and then they turn it into some sort of, let's say, intermediate good, a roll of stainless steel. It's not a product, it's just a roll of stainless steel, right? And then someone buys the intermediates, right? And they turn the stainless steel and they use it in the production of a car, a production of a tool, some sort of, final end good. And each one of these steps could be done in a different country. And each one adds value. And well, you still have the pressures of supply and demand and competition going on throughout these areas, but inevitably, Tesla might have a 30% or 20% profit margin on a $100,000 car. You're like, dude, are you making 20 grand a car? And then if you trickle it all the way back to how much does someone earn that digs the iron ore, coal, or chromium out of the ground that's used to produce the stainless steel, how much does that guy get? And you're like, well, that's at the beginning of the food chain kind of thing. And it's brutally cutthroat because the value is getting it out of the ground, right? And what it comes down to is the way to win that game is dig more out of the ground than all your competition, because your per unit cost is low. But that means it's a race to the bottom, isn't it, Raymond? Whoever can produce the most can sell it for the cheapest. So that Tesla buys your combination of iron ore, coal, and chromium or something, right? Or your chromium is what is purchased by the intermediate company that manufactures stainless steel that gets purchased by Tesla, so Tesla can make a lot of money, right? And so it's an interesting, fascinating way to look at like different roles of different types of economies and why it's important one day for a natural resource producing economy to say, how can we become not just the producer of the raw material, but how can we get to start keeping that raw material in our economy and then taking that and becoming an intermediate economy as well? You know what I mean? So yeah, one thing I learned at Harvard, and it was kind of interesting. I don't know if it was a professor or we had a lot of guest speakers at Harvard, a lot. So it's really great to actually see leaders and investors and all that make these decisions. And one thing that stuck me was there's no value in being second cheapest, which means, yeah, it's cutthroat and ruthless. Right? 1% lower prices could get you 80% more sales, for 1%. So anyways, or 0.1%, right? So anyways, yeah. Anyways, very interesting. It would be, I'd be interested to see operations. I think I'd like to do that maybe next year, travel the world a bit and go see different operational facilities for where commodities come from. Like, I've been to a slaughterhouse. I'd be interested in go that. And where do we get I've been to grain elevators, but it'd be interesting to redo that. Go to coal mines, copper mines, gold mines, diamond mines, chromium mines, right? Natural gas and oil and fracking facilities, and I've already have access to that. Yeah, actually, you know what? Made a tobacco field in Cuba, in the United States, maybe somewhere else. When I was in Brazil, I bought quite a bit of, they have amazing mineral deposits of various types of, I don't know what you call them, pretty rocks. They have a lot of pretty rocks. in Brazil. But go see like this stuff that the world, like, can I go to a lithium mine? Right? Yeah, Raymond, yeah. You dig it out of the ground. And I'm fascinated too because what you're digging out of the ground is an ancient reef. You're like, really? You dig it out of the ground and then nearly get buried. Yep, in the same pit. Absolutely. Okay. Take your soul in order for them to gain. Yeah, and we're talking for pennies, right? You know, like like an analogy. I'm not saying this is the truth, but the analogy is, getting murdered because someone wants your shoes, Yeah. So, but the thing is, so Raymond, it's more like now you probably need capital in the form of financial capital, labor capital, capital equipment, but right. But what you need is to be able to control the supply chain more. Right? If you were 100 times bigger with 100 times more money, you gobble up all these small operations and then you manage the supply chain. And, like De Beers is the classic example. They're like, what diamonds? There's a diamond shortage. No, there's not. Diamonds are the rarest thing. No, they're not. Right? They're not rare. What are you talking about? Oh, they're a way to express your forever love. Okay. You know what's rare? Gold. Why is gold more rare than diamonds? Does anybody know? Okay. Coal comes from living material on Earth. So, over billions of years of Earth's existence, there's been trees and swamps and forests and grasses, and then over time it gets buried. And, land turns to sea, and then sea turns to land. And there's this accumulation of life and death over long periods of time. And when you dig coal out of the ground, or if you suck oil out of the ground, you get this carbon. Did you know oil and coal is the same thing? The only difference is that one was sort of buried faster than the other. One was exposed to bacteria and one was not. Coal is generally close to the surface. Oil is usually very, very, very deep. But the difference is they're both hydrocarbons coming from carbon-based life forms that have decayed, but one was exposed to bacteria that broke it all down, and another one was not exposed to that, so it stayed a liquid hydrocarbon, right? But it just comes from stuff on Earth, and it's part of the natural cycle of life on Earth. There's a lot of coal. There's a lot of oil. Okay? Now, sometimes that carbon gets put under intense heat and pressure for long periods of time. And it kind of, I don't know the actual chemical process, but think of it as crystallization. It's not, of course, but it's just compression. A diamond is a piece of coal that's been crushed by intense heat and pressure. This is why diamonds are typically found under a mountain. Think of that. Okay, cool. All right, so great. Where does gold come from? How is gold made? That's how a diamond is made. So as long as you got mountains and as long as you got coal, which is just a natural process, you'll always have coal. We're making coal right now. For 1 billion years from now, there'll be some coal from what we're doing now. Greg's like, isn't that climate change? It's part of it, and there's been a lot of climate change even before humans. I'm not saying anything about today's climate change, but that's also normal. Okay, this is why we have ice ages and stuff, but okay. Yes, gold is made from exploding stars. Gold isn't even terrestrial. Gold isn't earthly. Gold is not from our planet. I still have my watch over there. I can't see it. Oh, it's the only thing gold I have right now. Oh, I have my Harvard ring. I was going to do my gold watch, but you've seen that. All right. See this gold? Oh, let me get off my ring. This is my Harvard ring. Oh, let's do it this way, right? Cool. This is neat, right? Gold. That's my Harvard ring. It's gold. Let me do full webcam. Gold. Can you see that? It's not going to focus on that. Never in a million years, right? Okay. Oh, yeah. See if we can get there. Okay. Not from Earth. You can't get more of this. Isn't that neat? Isn't that like an amazingly weird thought? It's not from Earth. So you'd have to go get yourself a star and have it explode and catch some of it. Well, you go first, bro. So Raymond, control the supply chain. The more you can control the supply chain, the better. But otherwise, you get in this situation in economics of, why is your industry cutthroat? Why is it cutthroat? Like, why? There's a law. The government made it cutthroat? Probably not. So why is it cutthroat? And it's because it's a race to the bottom. The cheapest wins everything. Okay? And so how do you make it cheaper? Well, your competition probably doesn't have the same respect for their employees or concern for their employees, respect or concern for the environment and all that. You're like, hey, if a couple of people get buried today, not my problem. We'll just get a couple of more guys, right? Get them down there. Get some more guys. Buy more shovels. Okay? That kind of stuff, right? And you're like, so all of a sudden that company gets the most money. And you start losing business because you don't put your workers in dangerous situations, and you maintain your equipment, and you maintain your safety standards and all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden you're 2% more expensive than your client or than your competition, and you start losing deals because your customers go to your your competition. So you're sitting there going, for me to stay in this business, I have to be unethical. And that's tough, man. And that's why people hate capitalism. But capitalism doesn't have to be that way. What it's trying to do on the longer term is say, we meaning your economy, need to move from producing commodities to, or in this case, from producing raw material to intermediate goods. Your economy needs to mature. So what does your economy need? Well, ideally, it would start with leadership and support from the government, because its job is to support the people, provide long-term vision and resources to accomplish a goal like we can do more than dig in the dirt and sell our stuff. Because here's the problem, right? Once you dig in the dirt and you sell your stuff, you got to go back and dig in the dirt more to sell that stuff. And then you dig in the dirt more and you sell more stuff. Not only does it not compound, but every time you go back to dig in the dirt more, it's harder to find the stuff. You've already found you picked the low-hanging fruit. So it's harder and harder, deeper and deeper, more and more expensive. And at some point, it's not even a sustainable business model, where if you just had money, like for example, instead of digging in the dirt, let's say you had millions of dollars in resources. You have trucks and whatever, land and whatever. And you just traded money. Here's the cool thing. Money compounds. The more money you have, the easier it is to make money. And then you make money more easily, which makes it more easy to make more money. And it compounds, and it gets bigger and faster and easier over time. Money is a completely sustainable business model. You can do the math. You can do the math. If you started with $1 million today and you could put in $10,000 a month every month, and your investments grow at 8% a year, and you're going to do this until July 1st, 2048. I can tell you to the penny how much money you'll have. And it'll be staggering. Versus this race to the bottom is unsustainable as a business, because not only do you get paid less, it gets more difficult. It's exponentially more difficult. And somewhere it's a train wreck, right? And that's kind of what you're saying. I'd love to go see it as an economist. I'd love to go see the operation, and then see sort of the economy / society around it. Love to see that, and then be able to compare and contrast. Like, go see. Well, Australia is a similar. They also produce natural resources. What's Australia doing? How is it similar? How is it different? What was it like to go to Cooper Pedy? Is it Cooper Pedy? Go to Cooper Pedy and then go to the museum there. Does anyone? Am I saying it right? Cooper Pedy, Australia. Is that right? I don't even know how to say it. Cooper Pedy. Cooper Pedy. I don't even know. PD. Does anyone know? I'm talking about Australia. I can't even. Australia. Cupertino, Australia. Australia. Cooper. Not Cupertino. Cooper Pedium. I don't even know what city. Something like that. Cooper Pedy. Is it that? Cooper Pedy. Best things to do in Cooper Pedy. Yeah. See, 8-day Cooper Pedy tour. See, I want to go here after I visit South Africa. And here is a mining town. Where is it? Cooper Pedy. Cooper Pedy, 7-day Lake Erie and Flounders. Anyways, maybe if I go Opal, images. Yeah, see? Look at this place. Okay, so look, they obviously had an economy of digging stuff out of the dirt. Look at this place. no joke, it's like a 12-hour drive to the next town. Right? Like, look at this place. So wouldn't it be cool to go from South Africa to here and then and see how did the Australian economy get out of the sort of the resource production trap? Because because when you ask somebody what's the capital of Australia, they're like Sydney. Why? It's rich. It's money. It's finance. Okay. That's not the correct answer, of course. But so how did it get from a penal colony that digs stuff out of the dirt and sells it to people? I mean, think of it. Their labor had to be so cheap that they had to use prisoners. Now look at this. Like, look. So I don't know. Maybe this is what South Africa looks like. Like, this might be like Raymond driving to work. I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. But it'd be very interesting from the actual process of what you're digging out of the dirt. And then you go to someone else's dirt digging facility and you see they dig in the dirt differently. You're like, that's interesting. But the people in the economy and the history, and then how did Australia become so much of they still produce these natural resources, but then they built an intermediary process. They built a financial system. They built markets and institutions and, Is that right, Raymond? You're like, yeah, his truck's red. Tanzania. Yeah. Tanzania, yeah. Look, guys, next year I want to travel a lot. So if you guys want to get together, let's do it. Let's plan things out. Okay. Comms worked in a mining company. What did you guys? What did you mine? I should say. Canadian company called Barrick. Yeah, in Tanzania. Yeah. Buzzwaggy. It's a cool name. Tar roads halfway. Oh, well, you're better off than Goober Beatty. But there's a museum in this town. Like, this is a real town. I don't know what the racing's, but yeah, it's a real place. And it'd be a very fascinating thing. That's just crazy, huh? Opal Capital. Nice. So they're doing opal. Goober Beatty. So I'm wide open to learning, man. Okay. Yeah, like if you guys gold. Oh, like if if it could be arranged for like a proper tour. Like, what if I had made it like a what if it was a television show? I don't know if you guys know this, but at the early days of cryptocurrency, I pitched CNBC to do a television show. You guys know this story? Probably not. Yeah, I'm one of the, I always have stuff going on, right? My pitch was that I'm a currency trader and I spent decades, right, trading money. So my question is, are cryptocurrencies money? Are they legitimate? And what is the future of digital currency? And that I would travel the world and go talk to mining, mining farms in Hong Kong, and go to, trading desks in Singapore, and go to various other places around the world where they're, where all this was happening, and talk to the leaders and the players. Sam Bankman-Fried, that kind of stuff. And CNBC said yes, but I had to pay for it. And I'm like, I don't have time for that crap. If you're not going to give me a $2 million budget, screw you, right? But CNBC actually said yes. So wouldn't it be cool to to do some sort of project where we trade gold and oil and copper and that kind of stuff? You might trade grain. I've stood in a field of wheat for sure. I grew up in a field of wheat. No, that's not true. But I grew up in Saskatchewan. I've been to grain elevators. My grandfather worked his whole life in a grain elevator. His first job was sweeping after the trucks came in. And he ended as a plant supervisor, an elevator supervisor. Spent his whole life. So I know a few things about that. Most people have never even seen this. They don't even know what I'm talking about. But wouldn't it be interesting if we had 1 hour documentaries on everything that we trade? Okay? Yeah. So Raymond says, yeah, let's go get some chromium deep underground. I could go to Saskatchewan and go down a potash mine, or northern Saskatchewan. There's a place called Uranium City. Guess what they have there? Lots of radioactive material. Yeah, let's go get some, right? But anyways, we got to go to Cigar City or Cigar Lake? And you're like, man, where's that, Cuba? Cigar Lake, Saskatchewan. Johnny knows. So anyways, yeah, I think it'd be cool to travel the world and know exactly what I'm trading. So when I pull the trigger on a gold trade, I see a friend's face because I've met a gold trader. I've shook his hand. We've had lunch and dinner. And I know the effort and humanity behind it. So the classic thing now is, the U.S. government says that people that work in the oil industry are bad. And you're like, I mean, honestly, where they're like, oil companies are greedy. They're gouging the American consumer. They're polluting our atmosphere. And I might be making people mad with this one. It's not a fair truth, or let's say it's not a clear, honest truth. There are real people that work really hard and do unbelievable things, and it keeps the economy alive. And it's really, and if you take the oil trading course, I think it's fair. I think it's fair and balanced. I don't think it's opinionated I'm a greedy capitalist pig dog and I don't care about the environment. I don't think that's true. But we explore some of these topics, and it's amazing how important oil is. Its history is amazing. But how difficult it really is. You're like, when you go to the gas station and you put some fuel in your Ferrari, you should have a good appreciation of what went in to make your gasoline. Holy smokes. It's like landing on the moon. Complicated. So have an appreciation for stainless steel. Well, when you're down below the earth, and you know a lot about chromium, what chromium is, what makes chromium unique, where chromium comes from, how it was created on God's earth, who goes down there to get it, and the effort and struggle to bring it to market and then produce it into something that is useful and then actually put it to use, also that your forks and knives don't tarnish. And you're like, yeah, you don't want a tarnished fork. That would be embarrassing. And yet someone has to put their life at risk for you. And to fully appreciate that value and appreciate the hard work they go through, I think would be amazing. And does it make you a better trader? No, but it could. It might. Ray Dalio was famous, right? Why? Because he ran the largest hedge fund in the world? Okay, you have to ask yourself, why did he have the largest hedge fund in the world? He did things like he figured out how McDonald's could hedge the price of chicken breasts because of their invention of the chicken McNugget. Yeah. They're like, Ray, Mr. Dalio, we have tons of money, but we can't figure out how much the chicken nugget's going to cost in 3 months. Our prices at McDonald's can't change. Chicken McNuggets, a 6-pack, costs $3. But we can't have it cost $9 and then $2 and then $8 and then $4 and $14. Like, we can't change the prices at McDonald's every few days. Help us, Ray. How do we maintain a steady prices? How do we hedge? Because you can't hedge chicken breasts. And he answered it by going out to the farms and talking to farmers. Now think of it. What percentage of Wall Street traders are willing to go to like a farm in Kansas or Iowa and talk by going out and talking to farmers in person, learning everything there is to learn about raising chickens? What percentage of Wall Street traders? 0. So there was one guy in the world willing to do that simple kind of work. Roll up your sleeves and go talk to farmers. He did that. He figured out the number one cost of raising a chicken. Turns out it's grain. So then he did all the mathematical research, did this, did that, and set up a hedging program for McDonald's. No one else could do it because they were just Harvard a-holes with finance degrees in $1,000 suits. They don't know anything about farming and chickens and grain, and it's just another 5/8 cross. What do they care, right? So Ray Dalio was the one guy on the planet that was willing and able to do it. He did it, therefore he attracted the money, and then became the largest hedge fund in the world. So, do I trade chromium? No. Would I go down a shaft to check it out? Yeah. Will it make me a better trader? You know what? Probably. Yeah. You know what? Probably will. Do you know why? Because one day I'll be hanging out with some billionaire that's got too much money and he wants to throw it around. Let's try this, let's try that. And I'm the guy that can say, I'm willing to go to that length. I have the story. It'll just end up being a story. And they're like, wait, you've been in gold mines in Tanzania? You're like, oh, but that's nothing compared to chromium in South Africa. And they're like, what the heck is chromium? Oh, let me tell you all about chromium. It makes me so exciting. But, you know, besides that, the opal pits in Coober Pedy in Australia, when I was there, blah, 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 blah. And then I was in northern Saskatchewan, Uranium City, blah, 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 blah. And all lithium in, Ecuador. And like, dude, you've done all of this and you've been to all those places? Yeah, and I'm an ass-kicking trader too. Who gets the money? Huh? You see? So yeah. Right on, Hakeem. Yeah. East Africa. Yeah. You know, West Africa has a lot of oil, right? So it'd be interesting. I've studied the oil industry quite a bit on paper, and I know the entire history for sure. And I know the geopolitical history for sure, and some of the technology for sure, and some of the kind of history around, let's say, West African oil. Yeah. But have I seen it? No. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I know what a pump jack is, but I've never seen one in Angola. Okay. So, anyways, yeah, sorry for the babble fest today. I'm in extreme pain and I can barely look at my chart. So, I'm going to be firing up the hot tub soon, but it's cool hanging with you guys. I'm excited about everything. Okay? I'm excited about everything. And I want you to know I'm a doer, not just a dreamer. And amazing amounts of things are getting done, and that's why things get excited. I'm typically depressed if progress isn't made. And that's no exaggeration. And right now, my body's broken because so much is going on. I got to cool it off a little bit. But the future is truly, absolutely amazing. And I want to do some really cool things with you. And the more success that you create, like the better you get, whatever it is, as a Forex trader, as a commodities trader, as something else. I want you to be massively successful and happy in what you're doing, and we maintain our relationship. Because I see the future's amazing. I'm excited. I want to do more. Right? I want to do more. I'm expanding. So if you are doing something cool too, let's get together. Tanzania, I'm open to it. South Africa, yeah, let's go, bro. If I fly just 48,000 more miles this year, I'm diamond status. Yeah. Shoot, let's knock that out in 2 trips. Let's do it. Dubai, yeah. Hong Kong, oh, I miss Hong Kong. Singapore, not this time of year. How about in February? Yeah, let's do it. I want to get back to Cuba. Cuba's amazing. And then go from the tobacco fields in Cuba, then to the tobacco fields in the Dominican Republic. I have a big question mark, like, why is there no tobacco from Haiti? But I don't want to go to Haiti, right? And that's there's the answer. What about Nicaragua? Huh? Esteli? Jalapa? Let's go. Honduras? Check it out. Then walk the fields of Connecticut and South Carolina and see that. And now all of a sudden you've seen tobacco from all over the world. Talk to tobacco farmers from all over. You know all these things. These should be, like I said, documentaries, right? Let's do all of that. Let's do it all together. Okay. So the second half is now upon us, the second half of the year. And like I said, I see nothing but upside. Yeah, Kentucky for sure. So let's settle on what we want to make the future. Okay? And then let's make that future together, because I believe it's awesome. Everything is awesome and getting awesomer. So thank you for being part of my life and part of this community and being, so strong and inspirational. I appreciate you in my life. Have a wonderful weekend, and there are holidays coming up, so I'm not sure when I'm going to see you. I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm not good with days and like what days do people take off. I don't know, but it might be what, Wednesday? I think, right? The July 5th. I might not see you till July 5th. Yeah, I think that's right. But maybe keep your eyes open for emails from me. Okay? So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average.